1775. Never has the Chinese Empire been so widespread, so prosperous, so powerful. It is the apogee of the reign of the Emperor Qianlong. And it is from these palaces, built to exalt his glory, striking symbols of power, that the Son of the Heavens governs over millions of subjects in the world's oldest empire, the Middle Empire. And yet, on this summer morning, the Forbidden City is at the dawn of certain tragic events which will shake the foundations of the empire.
Anjing, son of Moshan, by this decree we, the august Son of the Heavens, name you Superintendent of our Imperial House.
Anjing, by this promotion, His Majesty is expressing his total confidence in you. But beware of the envious.
Superintendent, if there is the slightest problem, inform me if necessary, but use your own judgment.
Enter. What is it?
I implore your grace, Excellency.
Why?
Wang, the chief of the servants of His Majesty, has been killed in the venerated Hall of Supreme Harmony.
What? Tell me how it happened.
I was making a routine inspection. I saw him as I walked in. I'll never forget that horrible sight.
And then?
He was still alive, Your Excellency.
Did he speak?
Yes.
What did he say?
He uttered some terrible words.
What were they?
He said that death was upon us.
Go on.
He said he had been murdered.
By whom?
By the demon, he said. The demon with red eyes.
And then?
And then he died.
Superintendent An, His Majesty wishes to see you immediately.
Majesty, your humble servant awaits your august decision.
I have read your report, Superintendent Anjing. Such an affront to the throne requires that you work quickly. Find whoever killed Chief Eunuch Wang. You have until sunset.
Here's a career that might come to a brutal end. Named superintendent in the morning, dismissed, and probably banished in the evening, if I can't shed some light on this incredible murder. Well, let's begin at the beginning, at Wang's house.
May I help you, Your Excellency?
I'm looking for Wang's office.
Wang's office is at the end of the hall, to your left, and the first door to the right.
Your Excellency, I am Chief Ma, and I am taking over the functions of the late Chief Wang.
Speaking of Chief Servant Wang, have you seen him this morning?
No, I am sorry, Superintendent.
Do you know of anyone who might have spoken to Chief Servant Wang before he left the palace?
Ask Chow, who is just behind you, Your Excellency. He worked directly with Wang.
How may I serve His Excellency?
Do you know of anyone who had a reason to kill Chief Wang?
No.
Did Chief Wang act strangely in the last few days?
No.
Did he say or do anything out of the ordinary?
Yes. Chief Wang sent me to the August Elder yesterday to request an audience.
Why?
Fortunately, I don't know.
Go to the palace of the Honorable Empress Douairière and request an audience on my behalf.
Your Excellency, The August Elder is not in his palace. He has gone to the Imperial Gardens.
In that case, go over to the gardens and request an audience with her on my behalf.
The August Elder has agreed to see you, Your Excellency.
Good.
With His Excellency's permission, may I humbly remark that the gardens are only open to members of the Imperial family and their servants. All others need authorization from His August Majesty.
You're right, of course. I will pass by the Office of Interior Petitions and request His Majesty's permission to enter the gardens. Would you inform His Majesty that I have obtained an audience with the Honorable Elder, who is now in the Imperial Gardens? I request authorization to enter.
I will see to it, Superintendent. His Majesty has granted you permission to enter the Imperial Gardens. Here is your new authorization.
What do you want, Anjing?
I come to greet you, Master, at the outset of a very difficult investigation.
You are far too humble, Anjing. You are one of my best students. Nobody is better equipped to solve this affair.
Then you know what it is about.
Come now. You didn't expect an affair of this nature to remain a secret. And that is why you must act quickly and eliminate this affront to the throne.
I'm well aware of this, Master.
I needn't remind you what fate awaits you should you fail. I shall help you as much as I can in fulfilling your task.
My sincere thanks, Master.
How is your investigation going, Superintendent?
It is not for you to ask, Prince.
But...
There are no buts about it. You may leave if you wish, Anjing.
Forgive me, Your Excellency, but you may not enter the Imperial Gardens without His Majesty's authorization. Your Excellency?
The Venerable Empress Douairière has accorded me an audience. Let me pass.
Your Excellency knows I cannot let him through without Imperial authorization. His Excellency may enter and go wherever he wishes.
Venerated Mother, may Buddha's infinite compassion be with you, and may your health flourish.
Very diligent Superintendent. I have just been told that His Majesty's devoted chief eunuch has gone to the bosom of Buddha.
That is correct, venerated mother. The chief eunuch of His Benevolent Majesty was found lifeless in the Hall of Supreme Harmony. He was assassinated, and I will try to shed light on this crime without delay.
May the criminals be punished, and may our palace rediscover its serenity. That is my most fervent wish. But let us get back to the matter at hand. I have here a paper which will undoubtedly assist you in your quest for justice, since not long ago His Majesty's chief eunuch gave me a sealed envelope. His wish was that it not be opened while he was alive. I respected that wish. Now that the chief eunuch is dead, I shall give it to you.
Forgive me, but may I ask Her Majesty a few more questions?
You may, Superintendent, if it will help you discover the truth and re-establish order.
What did Wang tell you when you received him?
Very little. He simply gave me this sealed letter as a testament.
Nothing more?
No, nothing more.
Did he appear nervous or frightened about something?
No, on the contrary. He was perfectly calm.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I would like to know one more thing, Your Majesty.
Yes? What is it?
Why did Wang give you this document?
I suppose, Superintendent Enjing, you want to know why Wang gave his testament to me. It is quite simple. Wang was one of my devoted eunuchs before entering the service of His Majesty.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Inform His Majesty that the investigation into the tragic death of Chief Eunuch Wang is progressing. The Chief Eunuch gave a sort of testament to the venerated mother, indicating the place where he hid his secrets.
I shall inform His Majesty, Superintendent.
I bear a heavy secret which must now be revealed. Your Majesty will understand, I hope, that I cannot write everything down for everyone to read. The Bodhisattva of compassion will guide you. The 5 in front, red after blue, will reveal the secret.
Tell me, Chief Ma, what do you know about Chief Servant Wang?
I don't understand what His Excellency means.
Did you notice anything strange about his behavior?
No, absolutely nothing, Your Excellency. Master Wang was always diligent and efficient in his work, and I don't think the sire of 10,000 years found any fault with him.
Did Wang do anything recently that could have aroused suspicion?
No, of course not. Chief Wang was a model of honesty.
You can speak without fear. Wang is no longer with us. and you will not be reprimanded for anything you say.
Unfortunately, I have nothing to add about Wang. If he did anything wrong, rest assured, I know nothing about it, or I would have reported it immediately.
Do you know where Wang kept his statue of Bodhisattva?
In one of his pieces of furniture, I imagine. I had a number of qualities, too many undoubtedly, in the eyes of evil gods. A demon acting ruthlessly within the walls of the sacred palace has given me these qualities and has forced me to become his accomplice. Who is he? I do not know. But if Buddha wishes to show me compassion, then my 3 next confessions will enable him to be unmasked, and justice will be done. The solution is the center.
Superintendent An, His Majesty has informed me of the seriousness of the events which are disturbing the peace of our sacred palace. I would therefore like to know how your investigation is progressing.
It is progressing as well as can be expected, Great Counselor Yu.
I see. Then it is too soon to make a judgment.
That's correct. Before making any judgment on the true nature of this case, I must first verify the words of the dead eunuch.
Then it could be more than just a simple murder.
Yes, it could very definitely be more than just a simple murder. Master, my investigation has once again led me to you. A new element has appeared.
What sort of element?
What do you think of this text, Master?
What do you expect me to think, Anjing? Wang confesses to crimes, but he does not specify them. What can one possibly deduce from such a text?
What do you think of this, Master Wei?
It looks like a portrait of me. Remarkably executed.
And the game of Go?
Yes, I have the same one here.
Where did it come from?
From the Palace of Spiritual Nourishment, I believe.
That is precisely where Chief Eunuch Wang worked. May I see the game of Go?
Why, of course.
Might I know how your investigation is going, Superintendent?
It is not for you to ask the Superintendent that, Prince Young.
But...
There are no buts about it.
pride was my undoing. I copied the works of the ancients and others to perfection. The demon took advantage of this to replace the works which were under my responsibility with my own copies. The originals were left inside the gifts meant for a concubine. It was the 6th day of the 11th month of the year 39. The next hiding place. Pass a wet brush over the jacket. The solution is identical.
His Majesty must be informed immediately. I would like your opinion on this new text by Wang, Master.
You would? Really? I think you are perfectly capable of understanding it on your own.
I would nevertheless like your opinion, Master.
It's quite clear. Wang imitated the works kept in the Palace of Spiritual Nourishment, the residence of our honorable monarch. Someone stole the originals and replaced them by Wang's copies. And the originals left the palace hidden inside the gifts meant for a concubine.
What can I do to find these works?
Anjing, this is not my investigation. You must know, however, as a superintendent, that ledgers exist, kept in the imperial house in which all movements are recorded.
Thank you for your infinite patience, Master. Master, may I request your opinion of this document?
Of course, Anjing, but I don't know what I can tell you about it. You must first find the original works, if you wish to find the other hiding place. As for the rest, the drawing seems to represent a button on a gilded door. There are some gilded doors in the Forbidden City.
May I use your office to solve the little problem posed by Wang?
Yes, of course. There is a brush and water which you may use.
Thank you, Master. Inform His Majesty that the investigation is progressing. I have found a new confession by Wang. See that His Majesty gets a copy for examination.
Yes, immediately. Excellency, His Majesty has ordered you to verify the words of the eunuch Wang.
May our honorable sovereign be assured of my speed and devotion.
These are serious and specific accusations, but they remain to be proven.
That is what makes it so difficult. Do you have any idea how to go about it?
This investigation is yours, Superintendent An, and His Majesty is counting on your highly renowned talents to solve it. However, let me give you one bit of advice. Don't believe all you hear from the eunuchs. What shall I do with this document, Superintendent An?
I'd like your opinion on this message.
Without more detailed information, I cannot form a valid opinion. This text and the drawings are much too confusing.
Imperial gifts of the Palace of Spiritual Nourishment. For the Palace of Profound Purity. Inform His Majesty that the gifts mentioned by Eunuch Wang in his confession were meant for the first concubine. I therefore request permission to go to her quarters in the Palace of Profound Purity.
I shall submit your request to the attention of His Majesty. Superintendent An, His Majesty has accepted your request, and in order to facilitate the success of your mission, he has given you this new authorization.
What does His Excellency wish?
I am conducting an investigation in this palace. Inform the occupants of my arrival.
Forgive me, Your Excellency, but I must see the order authorizing you to enter the palace.
Here it is.
Just a moment, Your Excellency, while I announce your arrival. Superintendent An is conducting
an investigation? What sort of
I know nothing about it.
Has he stated a name? Has one of us...
But I told you, I don't know why he's...
You're right. Getting him angry could be ladies, His Excellency Superintendent...
What is the reason for this intrusion? Why? What is going on?
We do not know, and we mustn't waste time.
You may enter, Your Excellency. Everything is in order.
What does His Excellency wish?
I'm looking for 3 gifts that His Majesty gave to the first concubine.
May I know which ones?
In this ledger, there is a list of gifts which were sent to the first concubine. Bring them to me.
Right away, Your Excellency. Open the doors. I'm coming in. Ladies, remain out of sight. You two, come with me. We have to find...
But what is wrong, Lou?
I don't know exactly, mistress.
You mentioned presents.
I don't think so. He just wants...
But why, Lou? Did he...
No, he didn't, mistress.
But a superintendent only deals...
Do not fear disgrace, madam.
Quickly. We must not anger...
Strange. This box is shallower than one would think from its exterior. You can take these Imperial presents back.
Open the doors. We're coming in.
Well, what did the superintendent...
It seems that some works from His Majesty...
Works from the Imperial collection?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything...
When you leave, go quickly to the
Mistress, the less one says, the better.
I am leaving now, but I may come back.
We shall wait for His Excellency's return.
His Majesty must be informed immediately. Inform His Majesty that I have found the original works.
I certainly will. May I remind you that you must submit them to Wei, the Imperial Tutor.
There is no need to worry. It is not my habit to forget our honorable sovereign's orders.
What is it, Anjing?
May I use your office to solve the little problem posed by Wang?
Yes, of course. There is a brush and water which you may use.
Thank you, Master.
Celestial purity.
Then the next hiding place is at the Gate of Celestial Purity.
Yes, Anjing?
I leave you these works for appraisal.
I will see to it.
The demon tricked me and forced me to forge the Imperial seals. I received the wax imprints from my assistant. Unfortunately, I do not know where they came from or who supplied them.
Superintendent An, forgive me for interrupting your investigation, but I would like to know if this is merely a case of murder, or if there is more to it.
There is much more to it, Great Counselor Yu.
Is there anything more you can tell me?
Of course. First of all, works from the Imperial collection have been forged. The document in my possession concerns the august seals.
The august seals have been forged?
Yes, although it's merely an allegation for the moment.
This is serious. Extremely serious. I'll let you get on with your investigation, but work quickly. I'm afraid you might discover something terrible. Perhaps it won't be too late.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I cannot explain it to you. I must see His Majesty immediately and share my fears with him. May the heavens guide you, Superintendent An.
You as well, Great Counselor, and may the heavens protect our august dynasty. I have found another confession by Wang. Please submit it to His Majesty.
I shall give him the document for his examination. Superintendent An, His Honorable Majesty has ordered you to find and to question Chief Eunuch Ma, in order that he confess to the crimes he has committed.
His Majesty's orders will be carried out in every detail. Master, I have found a new confession by Wang. I would like your opinion.
It concerns the Imperial seals, but otherwise it is vague. The High Council and the High Secretariat each have seals for their own use. The others are locked up in the Hall of Great Fertility. His Majesty also possesses his own personal seals. Given the late Wang's functions, I am inclined to think that he was referring to those.
This makes things quite delicate.
Yes, very delicate. Imperial prestige has suffered a deep blow. First the original works, then the seals. If what Wang said is true, his assistant must know everything.
That would be Chief Eunuch Ma.
I don't want to tell you precisely what to do, but you must find him as soon as possible.
Why?
Because this Chief Eunuch could be tempted to kill himself to escape the punishment he deserves.
You're right, Master.
How can I be of service to His Excellency?
Where is Chief Ma? I must speak to him.
He left shortly after you did.
Why?
Unfortunately, I don't know. Chief Ma does not tell me things that do not concern me.
Do you know Chief Eunuch Ma?
Not very well, actually. I have only been at the Palace of Spiritual Nourishment for 3 months.
Only 3 months? What did you do before?
I was at the Palace of Established Happiness.
What was your function there?
I was in charge of the conservation of the works of the Sire of 10,000 Years when he was young.
Your Excellency?
I'm looking for the Chief Eunuch Ma. Have you seen him?
Yes, Your Excellency. He just passed by not long ago.
Do you know where he was going?
He went into the Hall of Celestial Purity, just in front of you.
What does His Excellency wish?
Chief Eunuch Ma went through this door. Where was he going?
I don't know, but I did see him going into the Tiger Cave.
The Tiger Cave?
That is what we call the passage that permits the eunuchs to go from one part of the court to the other.
He's dead. Search it, and give me anything that might be of interest.
I found this, Excellency.
But these are the Imperial seals. Take the body away, and then inform our honorable sovereign.
Superintendent An, the seals you submitted to His Majesty have greatly disturbed him. He has ordered that you investigate the Hall of Great Fertility, where the august seals are kept. Here is a new order, authorizing you to enter.
Halt! What is His Excellency doing here?
I'm here to investigate the Room of Great Fertility.
Are you authorized to enter this room?
This order is correct. You may enter.
What do we owe the honor of this visit?
A terrible affair, Chief Wen. I have every reason to believe that the Imperial seals have been forged.
But this is a very serious accusation. Does His Excellency have any proof of this?
You do not think, Chief Eunuch, that a superintendent would accuse without proof, do you? I have a document affirming that the august seals have been forged, and another with 3 seals on it.
This is terrible. What are your orders, Your Excellency?
I want the 3 seals in question brought to me, so that I can examine them.
If His Excellency would kindly present the document containing the 3 seals to the Keeper of the August Seals now, he will bring them to you.
Here are the seals, Superintendent.
You may put the august seals back in their boxes.
Right away, Your Excellency.
There is wax on the 3 seals. What do you say to that?
What do you expect me to say?
Simply that it proves there has been a forgery.
Are you quite certain?
That is proof enough for me. Stay here. I will report this to His Majesty. Master, your knowledge of documents is far superior to mine. What do you think of the imperial seals on this document?
They look so authentic. And that is serious. Very serious.
In your opinion, how could they have been copied?
Some of these seals are very seldom used. I think the forger must have the originals in his possession.
Do you think he might have had direct access to the august seals in the Hall of Great Fertility?
Unfortunately, it seems highly probable to me.
Thank you, Master.
What does His Excellency wish?
What are you doing here? Where is Director Li?
I am Yang, the office's first assessor. Director Li just left, and he asked me to replace him during his brief absence.
Fine. Please inform His Majesty that I found recent traces of wax on the seals in the Hall of Great Fertility. I therefore request permission to arrest Chief Eunuch Wen in order to obtain his confession.
Superintendent, His Majesty has authorized you to arrest Chief Eunuch Wen, and to do whatever you must to advance your investigation.
Where is Chief Wen?
He left.
Where was he going?
I don't know, Your Excellency. Perhaps back to his lodgings.
Where are his lodgings?
In the east wing of the court, on your left at the bottom of the stairs.
Search the chief servant. They found nothing. Take the body away. Yes, Your Excellency.
What can I do for His Excellency?
Have you seen Director Li?
Yes, he was on his way to the Imperial Gardens.
What is it?
There's a corpse in the cave.
A corpse? Stay there. I'll go and see. Search the body and bring me anything suspicious.
I found this, Excellency.
Take the body away. Then go and inform the Honorable Son of the Heavens. I still have work to do here.
Wang, Ma, Wen, Ting Zhao.
The four directions. Sun, then moon, sea, then sky are the solution. It was I who wrote the highly important imperial edicts. They are false. The peace of the Empire is in danger if the demon's projects succeed. 2 other mechanisms of mine were acquired by the demon. I reproduced them in a drawing. It was I who wrote the highly important imperial edicts. They are false. The peace of the Empire is in danger if the demon's projects succeed. 2 other mechanisms of mine were acquired by the demon. I reproduced them in a drawing. It is possible that the demon and his allies will use them as hiding places.
Forgive me for bothering you, Your Excellency, but my mistress wishes to speak with you. Would you accord her this privilege?
I don't see why not, although I do have very little time.
My mistress will be deeply honored, Your Excellency.
What is it you wish to see me about, Honorable Lady Fu?
Could His Excellency tell me the subject of his investigation?
With pleasure, Lady Fu. I'm investigating the death of His Majesty's chief eunuch.
Is your investigation going well?
It's moving along, except I've had one unfortunate surprise after another.
Is it serious?
Very serious, madam. Very serious. Do you know who Tin Sao is?
If I'm not mistaken, he is the chief servant of Concubine 4. He was with us before leaving with the lady.
He was with you when you were near the cave?
Yes, of course. But I don't know what he was doing. He was on the other side of the group.
This is interesting. You may go.
His Majesty demands that light be shed on Director Lee's death very quickly. He has ordered you to find his murderer.
Do you know Tin Sao?
The name is very familiar. He's a eunuch, a chief eunuch. Ah, yes, now I remember. He's the chief eunuch for the virtuous concubine Shu Tzu. He comes to the office very often.
Did you say he comes to the office often?
Yes, quite a lot for a chief eunuch of his rank, but it's not that unusual either.
Were the eunuch Tin and Director Lee friends?
Has His Excellency ever seen a eunuch and a mandarin on friendly terms? On second thought, however, there might have been a certain complicity on occasion.
This is very interesting. What about the eunuchs? Wang, Ma, and Wen?
I didn't know Eunuch Wang at all. His functions did not give him direct contact with the office. I saw Eunuch Ma on 2 or 3 occasions. As for Eunuch Wen, he came here regularly.
Did you notice anything in particular?
I cannot say I noticed anything special. To me, eunuchs are all two-faced rogues. What happened comes as no surprise to me.
You seem to have forgotten that your superior, Director Lee, was also involved.
Failure awaits the man who does not follow the precepts of Master Kong. Narrow is the road to virtue.
Wise words. May the 5 virtues be your guide.
What does His Excellency wish?
Do you know who Tin is?
Yes, Your Excellency. He is Lady Shou Chu's chief servant.
Call Tin. I wish to question him.
Are all the ladies in their quarters? But you know very well that the first... My mistress is in her quarters.
His Excellency Superintendent An is... Your Excellency may enter. There are no ladies in the court, and I warned the servants you were coming.
Tell me, servant, do you know where Chief Tin went?
I don't know, Your Excellency. Chief Tin didn't tell me.
All right. Tell Lady Shosyu that I want to talk to her.
I must speak to the mistress.
The mistress is resting.
His Excellency the Superintendent...
Mistress? Mistress? What is it, Bao? His Excellency Superintendent Tell him that Chief Tin was... Yes, mistress.
My mistress regrets to inform His Excellency that she has a terrible headache. She asked me to tell His Excellency that Chief Tin was ordered to go to the Imperial House. He should be there now.
Why was he ordered to go there?
My mistress did not say.
Congratulations, servant. You have a great future ahead of you. You improvise excellently. And do thank your mistress for her cooperation.
Superintendent Da!
No, I am Superintendent An. Who stabbed you?
I don't know.
And the seals?
Hua Bao knows.
But Hua Bao is a woman's name. Who is she?
Back. Not seen. Hua Bao. Flame.
Chief Tin, who are the conspirators? You must tell me. Chief Tin!
The lady!
Superintendent An, in view of the tragic events which have struck our sacred palace, His Majesty has authorized you to question Lady Shotsu. His Majesty, however, wants His Excellency to find a certain Hua Bao and make her speak.
Do you know who Hua Bao is?
The lady in waiting to concubine Shotsu.
What does His Excellency desire?
Tell Hua Bao that I wish to speak to her.
At once.
Hua Bao, His Excellency the Super...
Why does His Excellency want to see me?
He didn't say. And it's not my...
Hua Bao is waiting for His Excellency in the reception room.
What does His Excellency wish?
Tin is dead. But before dying, he just had time to utter your name. He told me that you knew. What did Tin tell you?
Tin is dead?
Yes, and right in front of my office as well. Now what did he say to you?
Nothing, Your Excellency. Simply that if he were to die under strange circumstances, I was to give a piece of paper to a representative of His Majesty.
What paper?
Here is the paper, but there is nothing written on it.
I see. This is very strange.
Tin made me memorize this sentence. Heat brings light. I had to say it when I gave the paper away.
Heat brings light. Yes, Tin whispered something to that effect before he died. I think I understand. Tell His Majesty that I have found the counterfeit seals in the Palace of Profound Purity, where the eunuch Tin had hidden them. I now wish to continue my investigation in concubine Shosyu's living quarters.
I shall submit your request immediately. Superintendent An, His Majesty congratulates His Excellency on his discovery. He authorizes you to continue your investigation where and how you see fit.
Yes, Your Excellency?
Tell your mistress that I want to talk to her.
I'm afraid she's resting.
I was ordered by His Majesty to see her.
At once, Your Excellency. Tell our mistress that His Excellency...
I'm on my way, Mistress. Superintendent. If that is the case, I can now tell His Excellency that the mistress...
If His Excellency will do us the honor of entering, the mistress will be happy to receive him.
Why this intrusion, Your Excellency?
I'm sorry to disturb you, madam, but I am investigating a crime of imperial magnitude.
What do I have to do with it?
Were you aware, madam, of the criminal activities of your chief eunuch?
Criminal activities?
Teen, your chief eunuch, was involved in counterfeiting the imperial seals. It is a conspiracy against our sacred dynasty. That is why I am forced to continue my investigation in your honorable living quarters.
But why, Your Excellency?
The reason is simple. It is possible that Teen might have left clues right here concerning the real perpetrators of this crime. The 16th Prince Yongzhong has the demeanor of a hero. With his noble conduct and his virtuous heart, he deserves to inherit the empire. By this secret proclamation, we make him our heir. Madam, your tears and this paper are equivalent to a confession. Do you deny having participated in a plot against His Majesty?
I refuse to say anything.
Madam, it would be better if you told me all you know. Such a plot requires well-placed accomplices. Give me their names.
I know nothing.
If you cooperate, His Majesty might be lenient with you, your son, and your clan. And so give me the names I'm waiting for. If you don't, you will both be executed, and the members of your clan undoubtedly banished.
I understand. But if I admit to having participated in a conspiracy, the punishment will be the same, won't it?
No. It is possible that to avoid too much publicity in this affair, you will simply be banished to a convent. A supplementary inquiry will determine the fate of your son. Executions would arouse too much interest. Your fate is in your hands alone. Who is your accomplice?
All right, I'll tell you. But first, let me assure you that my son knows nothing of the plot. My accomplice is Superintendent Da.
Da? The irreproachable Da is the leader of this plot? But why?
I think for revenge, but I can't tell you any more.
I would like to believe you. But how does Superintendent Da plan to get rid of His Majesty?
I don't know how exactly. I only know that it is scheduled for tomorrow, during the audience in the Hall of Supreme Harmony.
His Majesty alone can decide your fate, madam. But your confession will undoubtedly work in your favor.
Well, Superintendent An?
Inform His Majesty that concubine Shosyu has confessed to having plotted against the throne. She has denounced the leader of the conspiracy, Superintendent Da, who, according to her, must have organized the assassination attempt against His Honorable Majesty's life in the Hall of Supreme Harmony.
But, Superintendent An, can you prove these terrible accusations?
Yes, I can, with a false testament which you will bring to the attention of His Majesty.
I will do so immediately, Superintendent An. Your Excellency, His Majesty has ordered you to go to Superintendent Da and await a detachment of the Imperial Guard, who will accompany you to His Honorable Majesty. As for the concubine, His Majesty has ordered her banished to a distant convent. You are to take the necessary measures to close this affair.
Superintendent Da, how do you plan to end the life of the Honorable Son of the Heavens?
You don't expect me to tell you, Superintendent An, do you? Find out for yourself.
Talking now could prevent useless suffering for you.
Don't try to use persuasion on me, Superintendent An. The usurper's death is my most profound wish. In any event, it's all over for me, so why should I give you the pleasure of talking?
You could simply be exiled to a distant province.
I don't care. I would rather it were over quickly instead of a slow death in the unhealthy climate of the provinces.
So be it. I shall let His Majesty determine your fate. Advise His Majesty that I am proceeding with my investigation in order to discover how Superintendent Da was planning to take His Majesty's honorable life. The 6th year of the 10th moon of the year 38, we have by secret proclamation, in our own hand, designated the prince as heir. Our son Yongzhong, the issue of the virtuous concubine Shosyu, is the worthy heir to our ancestral altar. When, in accordance with the rules, he will have removed his mourning clothes of 27 days, he will assume the throne. The prince is still young, and so Minister Daming shall be named regent. May he demonstrate his loyalty by helping the prince to govern. Would you transmit this false edict, which was hidden in Superintendent Da's office? It is yet another proof of his guilt.
I will.
I have found a sketch, which seems to indicate how Superintendent Da planned to eliminate the Honorable Son of the Heavens. I shall now go to the Hall of Supreme Harmony to check it. Inform His Majesty.
I shall, Your Excellency.